Yo, it's good, Earth family. I just had this thought on my mind that just came through spirit. You know, and I've been thinking about this for a long time, but I hope that this can allow others to enter into my perceptual frame of mind, and with all things revolution or re-evolution concerned. So it's like people want to sit down and talk about the revolution, a physical revolution, an economical revolution, whatever it is, whatever standpoint someone's coming from, whether it be, shutting down the corporations or shutting down the Fed or, ending the fiat dollar reserve currency or, occupying the White House. There's all these different premises out there. But see, coming from the state of the unified field of consciousness, there's nothing out there that we can fight. Like, this is exactly what we are creating. There's no external they. This is all a we thing, and this is what we are creating. This is what we want. And that's where I work as more of like an internal agent of change, just to help remold people's perceptions of reality. That we're the artists. Like, this individual who's manifesting, there's a revolution that's going to come, but I go to music festivals a couple times in the summer, and that's the best time I ever had in my life. But I work a 9 to 5, and I go out drinking with my friends, and I still do all this Babylon shit that I don't really want to be doing, but I have to be doing that because the revolution isn't here yet. That's the mindset we need to change. We are creating our own realities. The paradigm shift happens at an individual basis, and the paradigm shift happens when we want it to happen as a collective. Like, the more individuals who shift their paradigms, well, then the collective paradigm will shift. There's no such thing as individual thought. It all is streamed out to the collective. We are cosmically connected in the collective unconscious, and it's kind of part of the shift to 5D is about making that collective unconscious conscious. So I mean, that's the gist of what I wanted to say. The only thing that I'll add is, realize that, like I said, this is all in your perception. So I know that sounds so simple, and it's a lot of times I put this stuff so simply, and people are like, yeah, it's not that simple. Well, it actually is. Real quick before we end this video, we have to just think about the nature of reality for a second. And what does scope the landscape of the nature of reality? Your perceptual awareness. Like, go into your own life right now. I mean, nothing's happening to you. No one can make you mad. You can only make yourself mad. If someone yells and screams at you and hits you with negative vibes, it's all about how you respond. They don't make you mad. We're used to saying, "Oh, they made me mad," but no, we have to own that. We made ourselves mad. They got to us. They broke down our wall of positivity, love, and light, and they cracked it to show us what we can work on. Bless, give them thanks. So we're creating this whole reality, this whole paradigm shift, this whole evolution, this whole external they, this whole Illuminati, all this stuff. A lot of it's kind of just dramatized. There's definitely some forces at work on the planet, doing some stuff, for their own, corporatist monopoly, greed, and all that. There's no doubt. There's no doubt that a very, very, very small percentage of the Earth controls most of the planet's wealth. We're talking about a handful of families have more wealth than a handful of families. Like, let's say like 100 people, 100 or 200 people have more wealth than just about all the other 7.5 billion people on the planet. So that's a crazy statistic to think about, and that does show you that that's obvious proof for people that can gulp it and swallow the truth down, that it's a slave planet, where we're actually a slave race. The human species has been turned into a slave race to benefit a very small minority of people. So I get that. That's going on, sure. But the point is that we allow it to go on, you know. This is our choosing to serve, to be slaves, you know. You're in control. You are divine. You are the god and the goddess. You are the kings and the queens, you know. So of course your power is being manipulated since birth, because how not everyone's coming from that mind state of, you know, love, light, and liberation. Some people think all this power, well, I could really control it for myself. It's just a different state of mind. I mean, you can call it sociopath, psychopath, narcissist. Sure, those are probably very accurate terms, but that's what it is, folks. So what do we do about that? Well, we start to have a revolution in our own consciousness, and from there it externalizes itself. I mean, how do we represent ourselves? I think a huge thing that Spirit just came through and said is, you got to be unique. You got to be you. You got to be that individual flower that the universe birthed you to be. Whether if you're purple, be purple. You know, if you're orange, be orange. If you have white speckled spots on the outside of your on the outer edges of your flower petal, then that's blessed. That's what you are. You know, if you're a large flower, be large. If you're a small flower, you know, be strong in that you know, tiny space. Like, everyone is exactly how it's supposed to be. It's all perfect, you know. But where I'm at, you know, and what I want to do as an individual is for us to use our minds to better this whole dreamscape reality, to better our minds to just benefit this whole dreamscape reality for all of us dreamers out there, so we can have a more pleasant dream, so we can draw some waterfall action. Yeah, I don't know. Can't really see it, but we want everyone to benefit the dreamer. We want to start working for that overall collective dream as destined kings and queens, instead of serving some foreign slave master that you'll never see the benefit of your own plunder, of your own hard work. That's the thing. If you're going to put in hard work on this planet, you might as well reap the benefits. I mean, that's how it's set up. But instead, it's set up physically by, a minority that they've got a whole structure in place since birth that your hard work is going to benefit them. And it's that way for like millions and billions of people. So then that's how we start to switch the perception in our mind. And we start to empower ourselves and others around us, because everything we're seeing in the external reality is internal reflections of ourselves. So if we see ourselves as perfect, we see everything else as perfect. And the critic, who's very critical of everything around them, sees the critical version of everything. See, it's all in your perception. If you have a positive mind, you see positivity. If you have a negative mind, you see negativity. I've had some very strong experiences like that in the last couple weeks of my life. And try to invest love and positivity out there the best you can. But if other people are living on another frequency, that's what they're supposed to do. We can't try to force love and light onto them. If they want to live on a different type of frequency, then that's where they're at in their soul's ascension. And we got to bless that up and understand that that's exactly where that being is. And not everyone's going to choose this infinite bliss right now. Not everyone's going to choose it. That's for sure, right? Everyone knows that. I mean, whoa. Not many are choosing this infinite bliss right now. We're caught up on this planet Earth. So what do we do? What do we do about it? Well, we come together and we use our minds, and we come together in a vibration of love, and we use our minds empowered through our hearts. This heart-mind connection, you know? Use your divine intuition. Use the access of all the energy that's all around you. Like Tesla said, there's energy, literally energy all around you that you can tap into. We're fully electric beings. Whether your stance is more spirit or more science, it's truly all the same thing. And regardless of that, though, spirit, science, whatever your background is, tap into that physical, scientific energy. Tap into that spiritual, ancestral energy. That empowerment. Those spirits that are guiding your journey. You know, we all have many guides out there. However you want to look at that. Like I said, if you come from a more scientific or a more spiritual frame of mind, I can tell you either way. Because the truth is, we are all spirit. Okay. I'm not trying to convince anyone anything, but you're mind, body, and spirit. So to say you're not spiritual, well, I can understand that, like, you're more scientific, but everyone's spirit, and you all have your ancestors and spirits guiding your path. That's just the way it works on this planet. I mean, shit, there's a lot of unseen forces at work, and they're speaking right now through this box, you know, this car that's been incarnated, you know, and they're just, you know, real quick, they're at work here, we're at work here, bringing upon a density shift. This planet is experiencing a paradigm shift. This is a cell split. It's like cellular, is it mitosis, where the cell splits into two cells. Well, that's what we're experiencing as planet Earth right now. There's literally a complete paradigm shift into a new Earth. There's the old paradigm and the new paradigm, and you can stay on whichever one you want. These are parallel existing realities. These are parallel existing universes. But you'll see, as old friends choose the old Earth and you choose the new Earth, you won't cross paths with these people, and you just won't. You know, you're living in parallel realities, and you'll see maybe at one point, you know, you might even cross paths with that person, you know, but you probably won't, because even in the physical, like, those people are still in the old paradigm, are still around there going to work in the cities, and their physical flesh bodies are there, but you're just going to see on this earth where your travels bring you and where your journey brings you, that you won't be crossing paths with those beings. But you could say that, yes, you're still on the same physical terrain. But when there's billions and billions and billions of people on this earth, and then trillions of spirits and all this, there's plenty of it, and trees and all the bees and butterflies. I mean, there's trillions upon trillions of beings on this planet. So you don't really have to worry about, like, you know, what one other being is doing, you know. You don't. We gotta let go of the past. That's the only way we can move forward in the new paradigm. We gotta let go, you know, of all this and detach. That's really we hear a lot about let go and go with the flow, but it's truly about detaching from these attachments that keep us in the old paradigm. And if you want to go forth in the new paradigm, you will. It's going to be a personal choice. It's not about being good enough. It's about creating new habits. It's about loving yourself. You know, it's about doing things basically in a more sustainable way for yourself, for the planet, for all the beings around you that we share this beautiful garden with. You know. So that's probably enough talking, and I think I delivered the point that, in summation, folks, this earth is in a crazy time right now. And you're going to hear a lot of people that want to intellectualize and philosophize, and I love to philosophize, don't get me wrong, but they want to intellectualize and they want to talk about everything. They want to talk about the revolution, but the revolution is not talk. It's not about talking heads, and it's not even a revolution. It's a re-evolution. Okay? So when people talk about revolution, that's really a lot of times a negatively charged word. Because what do they talk about? They're going to go fight the military. You know, the guns and weapons the military has. They can drop chemicals on us, and the whole population would be dead like that. I mean, so if they really wanted to kill us off, oh my gosh, it's so super easy. I mean,